Hello and welcome to AMA Expo Express, sponsored by Motion RC. This is our tech series. Why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Brian Curry, Irvine, California.
So tell us a little bit about what you have here and what you're doing.
Well, this is a collection of old antique radio RC that I started back in the 60s, actually.
Oh, wow.
It was something that we ended up getting at a show called the IMS show in Pasadena. They had an empty booth. I asked them if they wanted to fill that with something just of interest.
Of
She said yes. That was Anita from that. We put the radios up in a booth. I did not man it because I was helping another exhibitor.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'd come back and there was radios that had been left on the other side of the curtain.
Huh.
And for that 3 days of the show, it continued to grow. And then next year, again, the same thing. And I have not bought any of these radios. They've all been donated.
Nice.
The only ones that I have bought are the ones that I have used when I flew the models.
Yeah, that would make sense.
The earliest one is the one that he's looking at right now, 1937, the big black box on the left.
Okay.
And from the top row, we go all the way across using the single button release with escapements.
Okay.
And that goes all the way across until we get to this area right in here, the orbit, and that starts going into reed control. That's where a receiver had little reeds in it, and those reeds would vibrate, making the servos move.
Nice.
That's the first time we had kind of proportional to a certain extent.
Wow.
And as we continued on, the reeds by many different companies continued all the way across. Then we started getting into some other types of controls up here on the top row. All the top row, we are going to the right with the dates. And we started getting into proportional systems here where we really had control for the first time, looking at the digimites and the orbits and so forth. I'm gonna sneak over here. And as you can see, the radios get more sophisticated as we go. And it works its way down, going through time, basically.
That is really interesting. It's like this, I don't know, it's just a big catalog of history right along here.
Yeah.
So that's crazy that you haven't had to buy any of these and you've gotten all these donations. Do you have like any sort of, I don't know, I guess procedure where you ask for donations, or is it more of just they just kind of kept accruing?
It basically is here at the show.
Okay.
I'll hand out business cards to people.
Okay.
And they'll go home, and in the mail I end up getting new radios. It's kind of like Christmas all year round.
Right? It's just, you never know when they're going to show up. And
Nope.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you like to tell people about this collection?
It's kind of interesting because over the years I've never really ran into anybody else that's doing what I do. I see stuff on sale, on eBay and some of the other things. I don't know what they're doing with them, but a lot of this radios are now being changed over to the new frequency that they can use an old radio but be up to date in frequency.
Yeah, that's pretty cool as well. Do you have any of these out of history that you just like the design or the style?
No, I'm not really into that, unfortunately. That's just a collection, and by the end of this show it's going back into bankers' boxes and going to be stored away until next year's show.
Yeah, got to protect it.
I don't do anything with them throughout the year.
All right, well, thanks for talking with us.
There is a website if they wanted to look at them a little closer.
Of course.
It's www.rcradio.com.
All right, fantastic. Well, again, thanks for talking with us.
Thank you.
And thank you for letting us see your collection.
I have a question, actually.
Okay, yeah, our tech guy's got a question.
Are there any radios that you need to complete your collection?
There's a lot, and I actually don't know what they are. It's kind of interesting you ask that because this weekend I've got probably about 12 radios, brand new, or not brand new, but brand new to me, that showed up that I don't have in the collection. And the interesting thing too, if the viewers are looking, and you see a radio on the collection that I have, that you have, I still want your radio. And the reason I want your radio is yours might be in better condition than the one I have here. And that's how I continue to upgrade to get a cleaner radio in the collection.
Of course. All right. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you for watching. You can see all of our information at modelaviation.com/expo-express. And we actually are going to have a bonus tech series coming up at 3 that we're going to do live, so make sure you stay tuned for that.